Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
For the tomato farmers of our country, the challenges are plenty. They work hard to get a good harvest. A good harvest surely brings joy but also brings along a set of challenges. Low shelf life of tomatoes often leads to post-harvest losses, which not only leads to economic loss for the farmers but also for the country. Providing refrigeration can be a solution, but a large amount of crop requires a lot of energy for refrigeration and hence becomes a costly proposition for most of the farmers. So farmers are left with no easy solutions.
So the problem which we are addressing is the preservation for the tomatoes. What we are actually facing in the society is due to the demand and supply issue, the fluctuation of prices is too much. And the main reason is the post-harvest losses which is happening. So the post-harvest losses which is happening because of the inefficient storage facilities and inefficient cold chain management. Why we are not able to afford those things? The reason behind this is that nobody can afford a very costly cold chain system because it costs around 15 lakhs. So how we can target and give it to society at the low cost?
Keeping the challenges of tomato growers in mind, innovators at IIT Rourkela worked on tackling low shelf life and post-harvest losses of tomato crop. As a solution, they came up with low-cost zero-energy cooling chamber unit.
So the innovation which we have done and the problem which we have taken is the tomato to be stored and tomato to be moved from one place to another by a zero-energy cooling chamber unit. So this chamber unit is comprising of a simple device which will be having an insulation and that can be mounted on, either it can be mounted on trucks, boleros, train, everywhere it can be done. And also we have not forgotten our small farmers, those who can also be benefited by this storage system, and we have also developed the crates for them. As I was telling about the insulation composite layers, it also comprises of sensors, it also comprises of air trappers, and a double insulation is there, that is of the thermocol, so that we can retain the temperature for the longer duration of time inside even if the vehicle is not moving. So the requirement for temperature drop or the temperature gradient is nothing but the vehicle should be moving. If we are keeping our vehicle at standing condition, then also it will retain the temperature because we have given the sufficient amount of insulation has been already been provided. With this, I want to show you that what is inside this particular mobile unit. In this, basically we have the capacity of around 750 kg of tomato. This we have particularly designed for the vehicles that are being used by the small farmers. Say it can be further, it can be enhanced to the capacity of tons and tons, because this mechanism can be derived and this can be applicable to all type of system. As you can see in this, there are crates are there in which tomatoes have been kept. So these crates which are there, they are having the capacity of 25 kgs of tomato. So with this we have around 750 kg of tomato we are having. And now you can see as I have shown you the rotten tomatoes, those rotten tomatoes, and just visualize this particular tomatoes that can be stored into our mobile unit for the longer duration of time. This is the difference. This not only can be stored for the longer duration of time, but the mobility also means if you are transporting it from one place to another, it can be particularly used for any of the application. And if you want to store it, no problem. We have this system, we have the small one which we can use it as a storage device. And the same system can also be developed as a storage device. We can just remove the air trappers and we can install the solar panel into that thing, and again utilizing the renewable energy, and we can just find out that the post-harvest losses which are happening in the tomato industries or the any perishable goods industry, that can be brought down. As you can see, there is a sensor also installed inside which can monitor the real-time relative humidity and temperature that is required for any perishable goods, specifically tomato. So what we have done is, you can see that the relative humidity is above 90 degrees centigrade, and we have brought down the temperature to below 20 or 18 also. We can go below 18 degrees centigrade also. So With this, we can claim and we can hope that this product will be a revolutionary product in the area of preservation and creation of a mobility vehicle, so that it will be utilizing zero energy, it will be having minimum cost, and it will be delivered on road. The solution basically is that how we can just streamline this particular cold chain issue or the storage issue. So this cold chain issue and this particularly storage issue can be targeted with the innovations which we have done. Now what we have done, we have not utilized any energy. We have used a zero energy mobile cooling chamber that can be, it is having an insulation chamber that is having a composite layer. The main innovation in this is the wooden fiber and the charcoal. What we are doing, we are simply using the mechanism that is called as evaporative cooling, and we are using the wind energy as the wind harvesting mechanism in this particular thing, and we are just developing, or we are taking up that energy and we are cooling our chamber. And it is our success of this particular innovation is that we could able to reduce the temperature, or we would able to reduce this temperature gradient from outside to inside. That is, the inside temperature has been maintained below 18 degrees centigrade and the relative humidity above 95%. So this solution basically will be targeted to the small farmer, retailers, and the persons who are only associated with this perishable crop, so that nobody should be getting or will be harmed when they are selling their product. If they are the small farmers or if they are the retailers, they also should be having affordability to have a major cold chain units throughout the India.
Cold chain units are indeed required. But the need of the hour was to provide a cost-effective solution which was adequately met by NIT team through this low-cost zero-energy cooling chamber unit. Let's understand how it works.
In our mobile zero-energy mobile cooling chamber, we have developed a prototype that is having the capacity of 750 kgs of tomatoes. In that, you can put the tomatoes in the crates. There, what we have done is we have made the insulation mechanism. Insulation mechanism is basically for maintaining the temperature, even though when the vehicle will not be moving, then also the temperature will be retained inside the cooling chamber. So what we have done, we have two layers of insulation. One layer, we have kept it for the thermocol, that is the basic insulation unit. The second, we have the composite layer. In that composite layer, we have charcoal, we have sawdust, and the wooden fiber. So what we are doing is we are sprinkling only 30 kgs of water in a single run for a whole day. In that, what will be happening? It will be absorbing the water, and the wind which we are harvesting from our air trappers, those air trappers are 23 numbers of air trappers are there. That air trappers will harvest the wind. Because of that wind harvesting, this evaporative cooling will be happening, and because of this evaporative cooling, there will be change in the temperature in the inside cooling chamber will be there, and it is achieved without using any energy. That means only we are utilizing this renewable energy and we are just able to achieve the storage. So our system not only can be mounted on the vehicles, it can be mounted on any Bolero vehicle, it can be mounted on trucks, it can be made for even for the trains also. And the major thing is that it can also be used as the storage system, because here we have the sensors that have been developed for temperature and relative humidity maintenance. So in that also we are real-time monitoring we are doing. So that also can be done with the storage and the mobility vehicle.
Such innovations can prove to be life-changing alternatives, not only for the farmers, but for the entire set of stakeholders.
The impact on the society will be majorly seen by the small farmers and the retailers and each and everyone, those who are associated with this perishable goods transportation. So basically, this particular thing does not only provide a low-cost mechanism, but also have the zero energy, high efficiency, and a mobility unit as well as a storage unit. This will be a high-impact value product that will be impacting the small farmers, because the small farmers are the people, those you can just see in the real time scenario also, that they are facing the problem of storing the tomato. Once they are procuring the tomatoes, but they cannot store it anywhere. Where to store? There they need a low cost technology or the low cost solution, and this solution which will be giving them a zero energy mobile chamber unit. That zero energy is our main USP of the product. This will be giving us the major boost in when it will be coming to the roads.